So after having made your squad, you get to play with it. So just before you get the pitch, you get to adjust it slightly. As you can see, I've done so. I've ended up with Gary Lineker at the central midfield role. Looking at the chemistry, that's where the weakest really areas are. Both he and Ramos only have chemistry of 4. Everybody else is up nice and high. But I cannot work out a better way of incorporating these players in there. Remembering that even if I have perfect chemistry for somebody like this, it's not going to boost him up higher. It'll only boost pace and shot in this case, and it won't boost him up higher than the overall rating of somebody like Gary Lineker on low chemistry. So, plus it's fun. I want to play as Lineker, and if he's in the midfield, that's great. I'll just push him further forward. I'm in charge. I get to tell him what to do. That's the whole point of this, is to have fun. I've arranged my subs in here in case I do need to make any changes, and kept my all hair and mustache team out in the reserves just to admire in between games. So we're going to start this and find out who our first opponent is. As I said in the draft video, so here we go, Al Weda from the Saudi Professional League. I'm sure I've butchered the pronunciation, but as I said earlier, there's something about playing real teams. Now, I don't know this team, so this is not a good example, but later on you definitely play recognizable teams, and that means something. You've gone to all the trouble of having this huge license that FIFA's paid for, and it just feels silly sometimes to be always playing similar sort of all-star teams in the normal Ultimate Team mode. So this doesn't really apply here unless you're an aficionado of the Saudi League. But as you can see, it's relatively easy. Of playing it on professional mode at the moment. It certainly helps to have a Saudi Arabian goalkeeper in there. And it helps, of course, to have the absolute all-star players. So George Best from outside the box using his old school boots. Just curling it into the bottom corner. Done. Nice easy start. What an early goal often does, especially on these easier difficulty levels, is draw out the opposition. It means they won't pack defensively so much, and it opens up chances to do some fun things. And that's the whole point. I think this mode is much more about having fun, trying stuff. It's lower consequences than the through ball just kind of work. And yes, I should have shot first, but more fun to try some step overs, try some moves, and play. Who'd have thunk that? Playing a game just to play it, to see what happens, to not worry about the fact that you might lose a couple of 100 points in your weekly football Ultimate Team mode, trying to get to a particular tier of performance. Let's go with a low through ball, and then I did try and chip it back across the keeper instead of just trying to bury it. So yeah, this first game is usually incredibly easy. I think it dynamically scales the difficulty down for the first game, so I chose professional, but this feels more like the step down, which I think you're never really in danger of giving up a goal, and they let through balls through all the time. So I'll try one here. Look at that, he backed off him. But you can try spectacular stuff. I would have tried to volley that if I got to the ball first. And we'll see how Lineker goes as a midfielder, distributing, playing in to hold up man. Just going to lay off and then make his run and get it back. The pass didn't amount to anything. It's just fun to imagine these guys playing together, sort of a New York Cosmos idea of all-stars. Just enjoying trying stuff together and probably ribbing on each other when stuff doesn't work.
Now he's looking for support. Best. Here's a chance.
Secondary run in the background there. Just letting the this run so I can have a look at the replay. Because there's a nice deep run, one touch, and tuck it away.
One team really on their game today, the other very off.
You do notice how quickly Martin Tyler runs out of things to say when the game gets out of hand early. And I do think they missed a trick to not be a little bit silly with the commentary. That you can have a separate mode of commentary for the serious league stuff when you play offline or Premier League simulation, but for stuff like this I think you should go over the top. I mean, this is ridiculous. It's 4-0 inside. What is it, 20 minutes? 25? 20 minutes. So go a little silly. Go have some fun with it.
Here's an opportunity with the ball over the top.
I tried to drag that back and around him with a fake shot. I've played way too much Pro Evo soccer in my life where the fake shot is incredibly powerful, so I'll often be on the edge of the box trying to fake shot like that, drag things back, and it just doesn't work as well in FIFA as it does in Pro Evo. And it was probably overpowered in Pro Evo, but you'll see me faking shots a lot, and that's my history with the other franchise.
We've gone short with the corner.
Look at Cruyff dribble his way from here through.
Back up for him in this position.
Get some close control, step over, and then the shot. Tucked away.
Just not let up at all. They've scored again.
Traditional Cruyff celebration. Just want to have a look at the step over, see if it was as good as it looked. Or as I thought it looked. Yeah. The shot wasn't particularly powerful though, was it? I love that hair. There's nobody else in the game that has that hair, and you don't see it unless you're going to spend what, 4-8 million coins. When I've probably earned that my entire time playing, you're not going to see growth. But you can like this.
Ivan Rakitic.
See if Lineker can get involved from his banishment to the midfield role. So he's now made that run. Rakitic cut inside. See, he went back to his striker's instincts when he really should have laid it off inside, like a midfielder would have. See, just bashing into their midfielders now. Here's the run by Lineker down the middle.
Good idea. Well picked off by the opponent.
It was a good idea, and it was well picked off.
Best. Good support. Now the shot. The ball's loose. Goalkeeper made the save, but he couldn't hold it.
Of course, powerful headers is what they're known for.
Great technique. Worthy goal.
Wasn't just about the quality of header.
Maybe try
That was good enough.
and get through this game as quickly as possible now, and just sort of hold the ball up a bit. It's addictive once you're winning to try stuff.
Tried his luck. Goalkeeper hangs on.
Now, the result doesn't matter. You're more playing for style and for your own little storylines of how pissed is Lineker of being forced into the midfield. Is he ever going to track back?
That is quite a wild, evident goal.
Who's going to come back and get this, knowing that if you come back that far, you're probably not going to be around when the ball's inevitably pinged into the box like this. Two quick passes.
Now he's looking for support.
So do a proper build up here. So Lineker holding it up responsibly, calling for a run, finding the winger, making his own run, and then trying the shot. Lineker's got the captain's armband. I didn't even notice that was all automatically done. I don't worry too much about that, but you kind of wonder if he could make the call to substitute himself in to a more attacking role. Speaking of, let's go with ultra attacking, so everybody comes forward, and we'll see what that. Yeah, look at that. The left back starting to sneak forward. Come on, keep coming. Is the right back made a run? Not far enough for my liking. Keep going, son. Everybody get out of the way. There's a move in Pro Evo. I'm going to keep talking about Pro Evo playing FIFA, which is a bit stupid. But you get to choose which quadrant or which one of 6 areas you are aiming the ball at when you shoot. Just by holding in a direction on your stick while you shoot. I really like that method for having closer control of where you shoot. And quite often when you're coming in from that sort of an angle, you pick the top left corner if you're coming in from the right and try and chip it in there. He's offside, otherwise he could have tried it there. So, yeah, just a no angle at all shot, but you go for the far corner and chip. I'll try and do it here, I guess. Get down to the, I call it down all the time, but to this right wing and try and dribble in. Of course I've run out of time. Time flies when you're up 6-0 trying stupid stuff. Alrighty, let's set ourselves a goal here for this second half. So a volleyed power shot from outside the box. So nothing but little flick-ups to the midfielders, trying to get a powered shot off. So we'll go all the way down to a wing, and then on the way back, maybe try and chip it up like that's probably too far. But yeah, chip ups and then volleys. See if we can't get a screamer from outside the box on a volley. Am I going to get away with that? Wow, I pushed him and I got the advantage. Nice. Good simulation of poor refereeing.
In this attack, and it looks dangerous.
And the assistant signals for the throw.
So, now that we've set our goal, of course, I haven't got into a position to do it at all.
One half, like he's had.
Seem to be all over the pitch in that
So is there a
first
second
half.
runner coming? Or do I just, I'm not taking that shot because I want to take
His team can certainly be
the
thankful
challenge
for
I've
his
set
performance
myself.
and for their lead.
Let's get a bit of room in that midfield to try and
Easy on the eye.
use this wing as a decoy and then come back
Going forward well.
that and then try and ping it in. It's not working very well, but low stakes silliness.
Now, after the ball's gone
That's
out.
what this can be about.
Al Jassam.
So go through and then maybe try and come back to the edge of the box for a volley. By the edge of the box, but still a volley. Still back to try for outside box.
Such a one-sided affair, but look at the scoreline.
Hoping that we'd have everyone come streaming forward.
That's good support.
They still seem to be covering that midfield really well. There's 4 defenders stuck in there. Now everybody's too far forward and Rakitic is just being left alone to do it himself. So maybe that ultra attacking is working against me because everybody's all the way through into the box and not on the edge of it where I want them for this.
Anticipated the direction of the pass, was able to intervene.
Just drag the keeper out. Backwards. That's the other thing. You can start doing silly 1-2s with the keeper, dragging him forward, encouraging him to keep coming.
I see a substitute coming on for the away team here.
Good your AI there, FIFA. Did you notice that he was out? Did. Sergio Ramos is there.
Pat on the back from his manager after that, that's for certain.
Okay, so just gently go down to this left wing. With the whole goal being to work our way back up to a midfielder. There's somebody coming through. We wait for it to be more obvious. Make your run, chip it up, volley. That's what I wanted to try. Given all the midfielders I have of Lineker and Rakitic, I think Rafinha was the worst of the 3 to try that.
Now this is an interesting attack. tell the crowd want him to shoot.
Lineker taking it into his own feet to chip himself the volley. Yeah.
He's put in the corner.
That's just boring, isn't it, at this stage?
The goal, 4 in the corner.
Point to that should have again gone to the edge of the box, maybe.